grateful to our sponsors, Kelly Stafford with Stafford Tree Service, and also Black Cow Cow Manure. If you need your trees trimmed locally, remember Stafford Tree Service at staffordtreesvc.com, and please visit Black Cow Cow Manure, that's K-O-W. Remember, both of the contact details are in the description below. Hi, I'm Stan DeFreitas, Mr. Greenthumb, for the Ask Mr. Greenthumb segments. A plant that you probably have seen is the spider plant, sometimes called Latin name is Chlorophytum, and there are a lot of different varieties of the Chlorophytum. Now, this plant has been used for a long time as a hanging basket plant. Why? Well, it's interesting. It has these little plantlets that come off the base, and you can see them. They look like, well, children, if you will. Sometimes this plant is called bad mother plant because it has its babies hanging out. So you can see we've got the little babies there, the little white flower, and then of course the little plantlet forms after it. It's a beautiful plant with that neat green or green and white. Now, Chlorophytum in Greek just means green plant, but for us, of course, the Chlorophytum has this special meaning of being this particular plant when you put the Latin name on it. Now, I don't really care so much about Latin names. Spider plant is good. Bad mother plant is fine. If you want a plant that's pretty tough, this is one that you might, consider. Now, besides being a plant that's been used as a hanging basket plant, a lot of people like to use this as a ground cover. You can see where you could put the small little plantlets out in a row in your garden, and you can have that as a ground cover, anything that will fill a space. The neat green and then white banding in the leaf gives you something that's a nice focal point. This plant is one that probably really does better with an improved soil. I would add usually some good dirt. I might add some black cow, maybe peat, perlite. Somebody recently contacted me and said, look, I'm using black cow, I'm using peat, and I'm using perlite. Do you think it's a good combination? And I said, yes, I think that's a great combination, and you'll have good results if you have a good soil to begin with. Remember, soils are kind of like a building. If you've got a good foundation, you're in good shape. If you're not, you're going to have problems. So make it a very light, friable soil. This plant probably does better in partial shade. If it's in real hot south or west window or area where it's really getting beat by sun, they tend to start looking very drawn, if you will. The color will not be what it could be in partial shade. So it's a plant that I think you really want to put into shade. You want to let it dry a little bit in between waterings and then water it again. If you're starting the little babies, you simply can come along, take a little piece of it, the little plantlet, cut off maybe a small section like that. It's a little small baby. Take it over to where we've got some of the good stem and go ahead and plant it into this good mix where we've got some cow manure, some peat, a little bit of light soil, and you can see that it really will make a nice little addition to your garden. Once it starts, it gets to be a mother plant. It'll put out the little plantlets, and it'll be a mother on its own. The spider plant, or Chlorophytum, is one that will grow in the shade, underneath a tree. It could be a ground cover. You can put it on a porch, on a patio. As far as fertilizer, probably, I would say a good water soluble, maybe every 2 months during the growing season. I wouldn't fertilize much during the middle of winter because it doesn't need it. It needs it during the main growing cycle that it's in. It's a plant that if you don't overwater, you won't have too many problems. But if you've got it in the right spot, in the right soil, this plant makes a nice hanging basket. It makes a nice ground cover. Remember that new videos will be dropping on your favorite social media every Saturday at 10 a.m. And if you like this video, please hit subscribe. And once again, thank you for watching.